Okay, so I want you to draw kind of a curved line along the top of your page, and then I want you to draw a line kind of coming in a little bit, and then another bump. Okay, so this is kind of the shape that we want, and then we'll draw a line coming down here and here for the neck. Okay, so I'm going to darken that in a little bit more so that you can see it, but you keep yours nice and light so that it's easy to erase and change things if you need to. Okay, can you see that? That's what we're going for, is a shape like that. Okay, now I want you to draw in where the eyes are going to be. So we're going to draw it in a shape here. We're going to draw a nice curved line. It's got great big eyes. Okay, nice curved line, and then we'll draw. Were you able to sign up? Good. Draw a shape like this. Okay, then we'll draw a nice curved line here, and we'll curve this line around. Okay, we're going to draw a nice eyeball staring at us here. The pupil of his eye anyway. Right here and here. Okay, and now we're going to draw the beak, okay? And the beak is going to start right up here. And then we'll have kind of a detail right down here in the middle. Sort of looks like deformed Squidward right now. It's true. Right? Then we're going to draw a line coming up. Line coming up. We're going to just connect this line down here and sketch in a nostril. Okay. Okay. So there's our basic shape. Now, right now I have very smooth lines on my edges. When I take a look at the picture that I'm working with, are those lines smooth or kind of fuzzy? Fuzzy. They're fuzzy. He's got fuzzy feathers on there. So we're going to change that up. That's just to help us see what shape that we're supposed to have. Okay? So we're going to change that up when we start adding our shading. So first, I'm going to find where the sparkle is on his eye, and I'm going to shade in the pupil. But I'm going to leave that little sparkle. Okay? And then I'm going to shade in this area around it a lighter gray. Okay? I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to darken in this section. If you want a sparkle, you can add a sparkle. In the photograph, it actually doesn't have a sparkle on that eye, but I'm going to add one anyway. Okay, then we're going to darken in this area around the eye, as well as shade in this background. So we're going to darken in this area around the eye, both on this one and on the other eye. We're just going to add that shading in there. Darken that in. On this one, it's really more prominent here at the top and the side, and then we got a little bit underneath, but it's not like a complete outline, you know, it's just kind of different. Okay, and then we're going to shade in where our nostrils are. So shade in really dark here and then let it kind of fade out. And then on this one, shade him dark here, and then a little bit lighter there. So we've got our nostrils, okay? And then this area right here where I drew in the beak, you can draw in just a little bit of a darker value right where the beak comes together. You can put a little more emphasis on that shape if you want to. And then I'm just going to shade that whole area in a nice light gray value, because in just a minute I'm going to do the fun part, which is going to be adding the feathers. Okay. So now I'm going to start making it look a lot more interesting, and I'm going to add those feathery lines and shading. So you can turn your paper a different direction if it helps you, but I'm just going to start shading in with these little lines, and I'm going to make the edges nice and fuzzy. I'm not going to stop when I get to that line. That's just going to be a guideline of kind of where the edge of my shape is. So go ahead and add those lines. And if you want to, you can turn your pencil on its side and make it a little easier. Okay, so we'll just keep on adding some fuzzy lines here. And this area is going to be a darker value than this gray area that we shaded in for the beak. So if your pencil lines look like they're a darker value than that, you're doing it well. If your pencil lines are quite a bit lighter than that, then you may want to darken it in a little bit. And so we want to kind of get the direction of these feathers when we put in these lines. I'm going to darken this area right above his eye. Okay? And we'll just keep adding some more lines over here on this side. Add in some shading over here. Okay, I'm going to add just a little bit of a darker value right above his eye, almost like an eyebrow. Okay, so is he starting to look a little more ostrich-like? Then just go ahead and continue on. Think about the direction of your lines, though. You want them to be changing directions and not always go in that same direction. So we're going to kind of, as we come around, we're going to, almost like they connect to the center point and they kind of rotate out. When I get to this part underneath his beak, I'm going to be a little bit careful so I don't make that line go away. Okay? Take care of this part on this side. Okay, on this outside edge here, I want to make it just a little bit more dramatic value here. And then right underneath here, I'm going to add a shadow. Shadow just right underneath his chin. And actually, I'm going to turn him upside down so that I can finish up these feathers. So I'm going to make him have some shadowy feathers right underneath his chin. I'm going to press a little harder on those feathers or layer them up some more so that they have more value. So then just add in the rest of those feather textures here and just carry them on down the neck. So almost looks like he's just staring at you. Add in a few more textures in here. So once I have that done, I'm going to just do the little finishing touches for my beak. And when I feel like I'm happy with my drawing and I'm satisfied with my drawing, if you want to, you can add a background in here. So maybe he's just hanging out outside and there's like maybe some bushes and trees and things out here in the landscape. Maybe it's just like a pretty ordinary landscape back here. And then when you're all finished, if you're proud of your drawing, make sure you add your artist signature.